All right, so we are back after a couple weeks off for another episode of Football with the Great American Youth. And yeah, as the title can tell, I mean we'll get into it, but we were leaving the last episode with good energy. We were saying we wouldn't come back to you until we won another game. We have, we've won since we
Fun.
last seen you, but we've also done some not winning too. So we'll get into how things are looking and how we're hoping things are going to go for the rest of the year.
Cool. So yeah, here's a recap of your last 3 weeks. Oh, you good?
Yeah, no, I got it. So yeah, no, last 3 weeks were not great. I mean, we talked about it before, and I feel like I've kind of talked about it. It's like blessing and the curse of my team so far this year. Pretty consistent. Like even, 97 points being, my low week, 90 points in week 9, being able to hit 131 against Ian week 8, that I felt great about. Ian's team being one of the top ones in the league too. That was a really like, I was optimistic coming out of that performance, and I had confidence coming into my matchup against Adwin last week too, but wasn't able to perform. Dunze dropped a donut on me, which was, really costly. And then on top of that, I started Tua, which out of all of the streamer quarterbacks, that was probably the worst one for me to pick. So unfortunate decision making for me there. I'm against Max. There wasn't, I mean, he dropped 130 on me. There wasn't really going to be much that I could do. But at this point in the season, it's definitely not ideal to be dropping wins that you feel like you can get. And against Adwin, I definitely thought I could have gotten it. Um, so yeah, it's like I'm glad my team isn't dropping 70, but at the same time, I wish that I was breaking out more often than I have been. And at this point in the season, I kind of need us to in order to make sure I'm getting into the postseason.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, pretty much the same. I was talking to Anthony about this before the podcast, but like we pretty much took the same trajectory. Like we both got smacked in week 7 by decent opponent. Week 8, we bounced back with a big win, and then week 9, we both lost. I mean, week 8 or week 7, just to start, my team was doing well all up until Matt's reverse jinx, which he likes to do now all the time. And
Too
yeah,
much.
George Kittle put up a zero bomb. Jameson Williams put up zero. If they put up literally anything, I probably would have at least competed with him. And those were both the late ones. So it's it sucked to see that because like I really could have beaten him and he was near the top, but it is what it is. So we move on. And then week 8, yeah, my team just bounced back. I think playing RJ Harvey was like the right move. They're playing the Cowboys who suck. And I mean, they just he just balled out. Daniel Jones, JT did their shit, man. I mean, they always usually drop 50 for me every week until we hit week 9 here and whoa, look who's not on the leaderboard. Look, you can see it week 7 and week 8. The two guys are right there, and then week 9. Just Daniel Jones with 14 and what was that? 5 turnovers on Sunday. That was just horrendous to watch. ETN, honestly, best performance I've had with him, so I'm glad. Jameson Williams, same there, but my team dropped 80 points, which is I think a season low and really not good because I was playing the second worst team in the league. So that was kind of a must win, and I got hammered, as you can tell, but got to bounce back this week. Playing Alex, we'll get into that soon, but it's a must win for both of us.
Yeah, I guess the biggest piece of business since we last spoke, Dak Prescott for Aronde Gadsden. I mean, this is a pretty big, I don't know. At the time, I feel like it was a weird, or I don't know, not a weird trade, but one that didn't feel as significant. But with how Gadsden's been playing, especially for Matt's team at the top of the league, ends up being a lot more significant than it would have appeared at the start. What do you think about this deal?
Oh, for sure. And it's kind of funny because ever since this trade was made, Dak's last 2 performances were against Denver and Arizona, and he put up 6.62 and 15.4. So Dak, interestingly, I'm not trying to say this trade's a bad trade or anything,
No,
but
no, say it.
as of now, the trade's not looking the best, but to be fair, Gadsden was like a waiver wire pickup, and I mean, getting something out of a waiver wire pickup at any point is worth it. So like I'm not saying it's not worth it. And I think Dak will turn it around. They do have a great offense. Like I think it was a fluke against Arizona and he still put up 15 and which is solid. You take that. Like it's not ideal, but you take 15 at a minimum. And yeah, I mean Gadsden, he's been balling out. Like I think that could end up being a good long-term play, but we'll see because there's a lot of players on that, a lot of good receivers on that Chargers offense. Who do you think, if you had to grade a winner on that real quick, who do you think wins? Like if you had to
Yeah, no,
go,
it's got to be Matt. I mean, I think certain trades
it's early,
it's
but yeah.
it's early, and I think certain trades you value guys differently based off who's on your roster. I'm not sure who Yusuke is trying to see. I'm assuming that he has a tight end. It's like he has Trey McBride, number one tight end in
Like
fantasy.
he's not playing Gadsden either way. So like getting a QB,
So
I'm not saying this is. I honestly wouldn't even say it's a loss yet. Like for Yusuke, because like he doesn't really have another QB. If you look at that,
yeah, I'm saying. I mean, looking at his okay, when did he trade for? Okay, yeah, it's like he still has Darnold, who if he started Darnold last week, that would have been a lot better for him. Um, and because Dak has a bye this week, so he's starting Darnold again.
yeah,
It's not a you can't be mad at Yusuke for the deal. I don't think. He's getting rid of someone who having the number one tight end he doesn't necessarily need. And Dak, you can see why I don't know, it's a justifiable trade, but I think Matt's the winner still.
yeah. I think as of now you have to say that, but I mean long term we can come back and analyze. But yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, this is just tough. I mean, I think we showed you this last time we were on the pod, but week 3 to week 6 it was going down. Week 6 to week 9 even worse. Not really much
Well,
more to say about that. Like it's tough out here.
yeah, and getting into the actual standings. I mean, looking at the I think at this point we have 5 weeks remaining until the postseason, and starting to really get to a point where we need to where we are at 4-5, got to start getting wins. The playoff percentages are getting lower, um, and especially with the matchups this week, it's really big. We were just talking through it. It's like pretty much all the 6-3 teams are matched up against 5-4 teams. So it's going to end up so the results this week are huge. It's going to end up separating. We're only one game back in the playoffs right now. Once that turns into 2 games, unfortunately for Sebastian and Alex, it's already 3 and 4 games. But you know, that's it for them. But if we're 2 games back in the playoffs with 4 games left in the regular season, that's a different thing. That's a little bit scarier. If we can pick up wins this week, not certain, but puts you in a much better position for the rest of the season, definitely.
It is crazy because I didn't realize it really is all the 6-3 and 5-4 teams in the league going head to head. There's no other 6-3 and 5-4s. So like literally, if all the 5-4s win and we can squeak out some wins, we're really right back in this, which is what we need.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I mean, even with we were talking about too with the points for. I mean, granted, Max, Matt, and Ian, they're the only teams above 1,000 points at this point, but still, it's enough weeks left in the season that, and it's close enough as well. I don't think you can feel totally safe with those point totals either. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how things pan out in terms of the tiebreakers. If any teams end up having duds, or we have some real breakout weeks, which I feel like we've had a few 130s. I don't know if we've had anyone, maybe one or two teams have gone over 140 this season, but it's not
And
the same
there
type of breakouts we've seen previously. So
for sure. That's why no one's really pulled away. It's tight. Yeah, big week for you here. Let's hear it. Who's winning this?
yeah, going up against Cohen, we're both 4-5. Matt's team has had the injury bug in the worst way all season long. So, I'm happy that I'm hoping that I can go against a not healthy version of his team. Brian Thomas, hoping that he ends up not being able to play or he's limited in some way. Puka, supposedly he's going to be fine, but if he's limited in some way or isn't able to play, that would be great. Judkins, I do think will end up playing probably, but still, I think that first thing, I'm hoping that I'm not going up against the best version of his team, which I already won't be, but hoping that at least one guy is out. And then from there, I don't know. It's with the Dunze dropping a zero last week for me. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with the last run or with my RB2 slot and then the flex. I do like Christian Watson, and especially with Tucker Kraft out, I think he's going to be even more important in that offense. But I don't know, with especially with Trey Benson not back or not having another running back behind Achane, my team is definitely lacking something, and it makes me feel vulnerable. Like my team hasn't really been able to break out that often. So while I'm projected for more than Matt, and we still have guys to add. Well, we'll end up being projected fairly similarly to each other. I don't know. I'm hopeful for this week, but I've been hopeful every week. I've been consistent every week, and it hasn't won me, that many games yet. So, we'll see.
Like on paper, I think it should definitely be leaning your way, especially with this injury bug. Especially if you could get Trey Benson back soon. Some of these other guys, like I think you should be fine, but I mean, you never know. Like I thought I should win last week. This league is really up for grabs every week. It's a fight.
Yeah, and with the teams being so close too, I mean, I think that's the other thing we were talking about before with the points and even just looking at the rosters, like
This is a must
nobody.
win.
Yeah, it's like this is a must win, but there aren't a ton of I guess those top 6 and 3 teams are really good, but everyone's roster is able to compete with everyone this year, in a way that hasn't always been true. I mean, with the exception of Alex, which I guess we'll
You
get
still
into
have
your matchup.
those 2 wins. Like, don't say that. Don't say
Yeah,
that.
that,
Dude, like I said before playing, I said that before playing Sebastian, and I lost. So like, look at that. Even the projected total. I know he doesn't have like 4 players in his lineup, but like, come on, who's even playing? He's gonna play Chuba Hubbard, who's a backup. Now he's gonna play maybe Jerry Jeudy at receiver, Tez Johnson, Trey Tucker. Like, if I can't beat this team, I don't deserve to be in this league. Like, I deserve to be out and playing in the losers bracket. Look at those check marks. I win literally every single one, except for kicker and receiver one,
Nico
which that's
Collins.
or receiver two. Like, I need this one. If I don't even have anything to say. Like, I don't even know who he's playing. Like, who am I playing against? It's Aaron Rodgers, Kamara. It's all vets and
We
people
might be
on
in
bye.
line for a generationally bad week from Alex this week. I mean, knock on wood for you, hoping that you know, your team's looking solid, but I mean, his projection is going to end up his projection will end up being probably around 80 or something like ish, but I don't know. His team is not looking great.
If he drops 80, I'm gonna somehow drop 75. So like we'll see what happens here, but this is a must win. If I can't win this, I seriously I might not show up on the pod again. So
How are you
that's a take
feeling?
that's staying with it. Yeah.
How are you feeling about your team for the rest of this season? I mean, I know we've both made a couple of trades and moves. This week you have Cup and McLaurin both out, and out for maybe more than this week too. With Seattle, they just traded for Rashid Shaheed today, so that kind of throws another weapon into their receiving core. Yeah, I don't know. Just how do you feel about your roster? Do you think you want to make more moves? RJ Harvey's found the end zone the last couple of weeks, so he's been more of a factor, in the way that you would hope for. But what are you? Yes, what's your feeling overall?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I think I'm done with Cup. McLaurin is pretty much going to be just a wasted roster spot the rest of the year. Um, my QB spot's really up for grabs between Daniel Jones and Jackson Dart every week, I think, going forward. I think my running backs are pretty solidified though with Taylor and ETN. I mean, ETN's not as good as Derrick Henry, and I regret it a bit that trade, but can't go back, obviously. My receivers are pretty much a mess every single week, but like with Worthy out, I have to play Jameson, I think. I mean, that's really my only option, unless I want to play, yeah, Cooper Cup, but that's not going to happen. So Kittle just really needs to start performing because I really wasted a fourth round, third round pick on him. And him and McLaurin were third and fourth. So those two picks are really costing me this year. And it's very noticeable because my team has like glaring holes, but I just need someone to step up. I just need to hit 100. I feel safe if I hit 100. But I mean, in this league, who knows? This dude could drop 130 on me like Sebastian did last week.
I want to see
You
how
never,
many times Alex has dropped
I'm curious what
over
his time.
100 twice. The first 2 weeks of the season, he got
What were those?
103,
Yeah. 103
and then
and
he got 111 against Adwin. And he hasn't gotten over 100 points since week 2. He got 64, 89. He won against Sebastian with
this
83,
is week 10. This is week
64,
10.
81, 66, and 80. He hasn't gotten above 90. He hasn't gone above 90 since week 2. Not even just he hasn't gone above 90.
Dude, that should be like you're kicked out of this league bad, man.
Yeah.
That's his team average is 81. You can see that, like right there.
Yeah.
You can see it. My team average is 105. His is 81. That's insane, man. How is he still in this league? Like, how did he have 2 wins? Did he win those weeks he had 100?
He won one of the weeks that he had 100, and then he got 111 for one of his wins, and then his other win was against Sebastian. He got 80, and Sebastian got 70.
Dude, that should not be a win. I also this is something we might need to just consider for a future year, but have you heard of victory points?
Oh, you get like extra for if you win your matchup.
Well, if you're top half of the league in scoring. So each week, like
Mm-hmm.
say I play you and I beat you, but we both score 70 and 80. Like nobody really deserves to win. So I'd get a point for the win of beating you, and you get an L for that. But like let's say both our scores are below average in the league, like no one else scores under 100, then we
Mm-hmm.
both get an L too. So like you'd be 0 and 2 on the week, I'd be 1 and
Oh,
1.
it's like a
Evens it out a bit more. So like Alex would be like 1 in 10
you'd
on.
be even worse than
Yeah, I'd also probably be way worse too this year. So like I can't be saying much, but it is something we can consider for
Yeah,
future years.
no. I mean, that's a crazy. Yeah, again, I hope we're not saying all of this to jinx it and Alex's team, despite all of these buys and everything goes off. But
If he
I
hits
think the
100,
trend,
I'm
the
canceling.
trend that he's on would suggest that you're in a good spot for this week. So I don't know.
If he hits
Well,
100, I'm canceling this podcast. Yeah, let's get off my matchup. I don't want to jinx it anymore. And yeah, let's get something even worse. Something even more painful. Like nothing's going well for us this year. Like
no,
we had it all last year. This year it's the injury bug. I think we lost like 3, 4 players on Monday Night Football to Seattle or Sunday Night Football to Seattle. Where do we go from here? Are we cooked? Do we tank? We have to, right?
yeah, at this point, I think it's just hoping you can get the highest pick possible. We were again just talking about it before this. You got to put more weapons around Jaden Daniels. I think we went for the offensive lineman, or we've invested in the offensive line. I feel like that's granted he's gotten injured multiple times this year, so it's not like that's the best part of the team. But I think that it's really just allowing us to have more of a complete offense. And McLaurin, the whole McLaurin saga, I think really weighed down on the entire season, not having him available in the off season or in training camp to be able to, start to, not that he didn't have chemistry, but to get in sync with Jaden Daniels, to start that work early. He ends up coming into the season hurt, ends up re-aggravating that injury. The offense is stalled through that. Jaden Daniels it's like just all of these things that I think, yeah, it's just like everything kind of snowballed. And the offense has never really been able to get going from not having Terry, really available throughout training camp. So it's an unfortunate season. It happens. Luckily, Jaden Daniels is young. And so, he has time to come back. But
It's not a
the
serious.
RG3, it's not a serious injury, but the RG3 comparison, I mean, that was the first thought seeing the injury was just like,
Did
that
you know it was at the exact yard line that RG3 got hurt too?
that's crazy.
It's insane. It's kind of scary. The exact same like side of the field and line yard
Yeah, I mean, it was like a similar positioning
on the
how
same
it,
field, same field. Like, yeah, we're cursed, man. I'm sorry.
yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about, we were looking at our schedule too. It's not like it gets any easier for us. I mean, what do you think? I don't
Just
know.
trade.
Outside of this season, what do you think the team needs, or how are you hoping next year goes
It's
instead? Because
it's everything. Like it's not like it's like one or two positions. Like it's our defense is just bad. Like people say the Cowboys have the worst defense, and yeah, they're just bad. But they killed us. Like they put up 44 on us, and we only put 22 on theirs. So like I don't know why people are saying like
I
this
mean,
is
Sam Darnold looked crazy on Sunday night. His first
like
half
what
was,
like 15 for 15. He had a
yeah,
full stat line in the first half, 270 and like four touchdowns. I'm like, who is this guy? Like what? He's legitimately
to
became
Troy Horton,
he
and
became an
and
and Cody White. Like
yeah,
Kobe White or Cody White, bro. Like what? Unreal. But I don't know. They gotta they got so much they have to fix. I don't even know where to start. Just draft a whole new defense. We need skilled position players that are young. We can't keep playing with Debo, Terry, and Zach Ertz.
Zach
Like
Ertz,
I
yeah.
love them. I love them, but like we need a new team. Just build around Jaden. Start rebuilding now. Like I don't care. Put him out for he's got to be out for the rest of the year. I'm sorry. We're done. Mariota, this is your time. Maybe pick up someone. Try to trade for like Shador. Who knows? Like that honestly, that would be something interesting to watch. Like do something good with this time. But
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just
Right.
frustrating though because we made the trade for Debo, traded for Laramie Tunsil. It's like this was like after making it to the conference championship game last year, like the setup was all right. This is going to be the year that we, you know, the expectation was so high this year for it to go so poorly is definitely disappointing. Very very DC sports teams esque. Um,
Not surprised, but I'm hurt. I'm hurt.
all right, well, that is all we got for this week. We will see you guys next week soon, hopefully with good results, hopefully with wins, hopefully closer to the playoff spot, closer to playoff spots. And yeah, any last message before we send off?
Let's not do this again next week, Daniel Jones. Let's not do this. Please come back to normal Colts offense. JT, Daniel Jones, please. I need you guys.